On our program today, cybercrime is on the rise, and in the last month, at least 2 high syndicates were smashed. Nigerians involved in these illegal activities continue to leave their trail, and law enforcement across the United States to the United Arab Emirates have conducted sting operations, leading to multiple arrests. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ivy Kano. Ramoni Ibalode, a Dubai-based Nigerian socialite popularly known as Hush Puppy on social media, met his Waterloo when Interpol was tipped off by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. They uncovered an alleged online scam running into 168 billion naira. Operation Foxhunt 2 saw the end of this criminal but lucrative venture in no time at all. After a painstaking investigation, countless hours of surveillance, and building a strong case, law enforcement moved in on the residence of Hush Puppy in an affluent part of Dubai, apprehending him and a 12-man gang of accomplices. For 4 months, the Dubai police was on the trail of Ramoni Ibalode and his associates, specializing in hacking corporate emails and cloning websites. The aim of this enterprise was to redirect payments into their own accounts. Take a look at this video. It was the moment Hush Puppy was arrested. This was one arrest that exposed and demystified him. The video went viral and continues to trend. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had placed him on their most wanted list. He's currently the subject of a wider investigation, money laundering, fraudulent financial transactions, and the EFCC says it has engaged the FBI in the United States to track down victims, other fraudsters within Hush Puppy's network as part of the commitment to dismantle their operations. We are tracking the progress of this case as it develops. And for those who are looking for life partners as they engage in online dating and internet romance, a word of caution: you just may be setting yourself up to be heartbroken, and you may have fallen for a con. 24 arrests were made in Abuja. They ranged from being involved in online dating scams, fabricating bogus bank alerts, and fraudulent wire transfers. Now, in the end, they began to impersonate high net worth individuals at home and abroad.
The growth of the internet over the years and its worldwide acceptance has brought with it an increase in cyber threats. In Nigeria today, several cyber crimes are committed on a daily basis in various forms. According to the African Cybersecurity Report 2018, various corporate entities in Nigeria and individuals collectively lost up to $800 million to cyber attacks. Nigerian security agencies have been at the forefront of hunting down these fraudsters. The police is parading these suspects for various criminal offenses.
These are all suspects that are linked with different types of cyber crimes, online scams, dating scams. Some of them are experts in generating and transmitting fake bank alerts.
These three brothers are among those arrested. They are suspected of using a fake Facebook account to defraud Nigerians under the guise of a foundation raising money to help vulnerable Nigerians during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I told my younger brother, that I really want to check something on social media. Then I used his number to open the wallet and also to open a Facebook account of Okafra Kumba. I posted on the wall that because many Nigerians have been having programming donation, GoFundMe accounts and all that.
I applied for Kogi State University. I could not get it, so I didn't bother to apply anymore. Well, I'm married. I'm married to an American for a year. Yeah, I did a court wedding here in Nigeria. My wife is based in Atlanta, Georgia. So actually, I'm here because of the fake alert. The alert, I normally get it from a Fidelity app, which Mr. Gideon helped me to do by screenshotting it.
Exhibits recovered from these suspects include 11 laptop computers, 37 mobile phones, 11 SIM cards of different telecommunication networks, 5 international passports, 12 ATM cards, fake US dollar notes, and quantities of dry leaves suspected to be marijuana.
And when we come back, cybersecurity, the do's and don'ts, and how to spot a con instantly. That's in a moment. Online scams are gaining traction because we leave ourselves vulnerable. Experts in this field agree on one major point. Online scammers are getting smarter and devising sophisticated ways of swindling unsuspecting individuals and businesses. Now, the rising cases of cybercrime nationwide has reached alarming proportions. So how do you safeguard your online exposure? The popular case, the recent case of Hush Puppy, from what we gathered, he had access to over 1 million accounts. And I'm like one person in Dubai controlling that level. Now, my next question is, these people are getting smarter by the day. And, they are into romance scam, business, email compromise, and the rest. How can one protect one's email, for example?
The things that everybody should look out for scamming emails, number one, is watch out for the spellings. Number two, most of the times emails does not come in those personalized names. For instance, emails for a company will not come at henry@yahoo.com, for instance, or henry@gmail.com. It will rather come in an official format. Info at maybe Cameron is limited. Info at Cameron or enquiries@cameron.com. So it will come personalized. So by the time you are seeing personalized email for official request, you should not even go there, and some of those files, you should be so careful that by the time you are checking, it will come with those very fantastic, those Trojans, they come with sense of urgency. Another thing to look out for, when you see urgent, take a decision now, quickly, or they give you frivolous offer on things that is not possible. For instance, let me make just say come and buy a brand new Camry car for 1 million naira or 1.5 million naira, or come and buy a brand new iPhone for 30,000 naira. You know, some of those things everybody wants to go. So when they sell a 1 million, you know, scammer email, 900 to 950,000 people will open it. So why they open, they are hidden, you know, Trojans that all they want you to do is by the time you open it and download, already those things will stay on your system. The time the Trojans stay on your system, it will expose your system or your network, if it is a network environment. So by the time it compromises the server or compromises the network, every other thing that connects with that network, they can have access to it. So when they use their multiple scanning, you know, tool, application, it will now give them access to 100 millions of emails. So they will now be featuring and it would hide. So by the time you are putting your password, it's already compromising that system. When you want to use it for a payment, the system that has a Trojan in it, how do you get that Trojan? Because you saw something fantastic, an offer that is fantastic, and you click and you download. Furthermore, as an internet user, we should try as much as possible to make sure that on every device, either in the office or back in the house, we log out after usage. Open your email from any device, you have to log out your email from that device. If you are not logging out, you have to password your computer before dropping it. That's number one. And some of those things that we need to do and understand is that we should try as much as possible not to use very easily accessible email passwords or system password. These are two different things. Okay. System password is for you to open your system. For you to open your system, the password should be very, very, very complex, and it should be something that you have to change from time to time. When you see some of the banks or some of the applications that are frequently in use, they always suggest that you should upgrade, that we have a new version, upgrade your. They are not just doing it because they want to eat your data. They are not just doing it because they want to disturb you as a user. They are doing it because probably they have seen some compromise. They want you to go to the next level of higher security and protection. Okay. So therefore, as internet user, as a system user, as a device user, try as much as possible to often change your password, and don't use easy passwords. Like, don't use your birthday, don't use your birth year, don't use the name of your son or your father. Those are easily known passwords. For instance, if you are a PDP member, for instance, people know you support PDP, use Buhari and put any other long number behind it. You are a PDP member, use Buhari as your password and put a long number. If you are an APC member, for instance, those are just literal. If you are an APC member or you're a supporter of APC, use a PDP name and use, so that something that would keep people that are even close to you will not be able to think about. Apart from that password is constant upgrade
of your system.
Of your system, in terms of, there are technical explanation when you have to reset your system. Check the setting of your system, look at new applications. If you see any application that you do not personally download and you are finding it on your system, please kindly delete. That is very, very important, because either you have checking a site that they have dropped something on your system, monitoring your password, monitoring what you're doing that you do not know. One of the most important things that you need to do as well is, there is no how you will buy a mobile phone, for instance, of 600,000 or 100,000, and you will not be able to buy, or you buy a laptop or a desktop in the office, or we set up an IT infrastructure, and we will not be talking about protecting those informations that we have. So we want to enjoin companies, organizations, e-commerce websites, either small or medium or big, that spending money on the IT infrastructure is as good as building a structure in today's world. So therefore, every organization should know that how best are you keeping the GSM number of your customers? How best are you keeping their emails? People that have visited your site, you have built a website for 100,000. You cannot use 30,000 to buy antivirus to protect those people that are visiting. So, and if you have a larger, you've built a website for 4 million, you have to use a huge amount of money to protect those informations that you have for your own benefit and for the protection of those customers that are visiting.
It is still making headlines daily. Sexual offenses against women and sadly babies as young as 3 months have been violated despite a national outcry and the declaration of a state of emergency. We are still grappling with a violent crime against women. A 3-month-old baby and 3 other minors were allegedly defiled by a serial rapist who has been terrorizing the Agodi community in Nasarawa State. The 27-year-old suspect was arrested in Lafia by members of the Civil Defense Corps.
On the 15th of June 2020, the internet was agog with news of a 3-month-old baby raped in Adogi village in Nasarawa State. The story attracted a lot of condemnation and protests from women in the state who called on security agencies to fish out the rapist. Now the suspect, who had been on the run, has been arrested by the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. The 27-year-old suspect is from Adogi in Lafia local government. He allegedly adopted a 3-month-old baby from her parents in Adogi village at an odd hour on the 27th of May and defied her.
Picked the daughter from the side of the woman, of the mother at that time, and took the girl to an uncompleted building opposite government secondary school in Adogi, where he said he spread his shirt on the ground and put the baby there to commit the act. While committing the act, according to him, he heard the sound of a motorcycle coming towards his direction. He abandoned the baby there and ran away.
The suspect is alleged to have raped 3 other minors within the age of 3 months to 1 year in the same village prior to this recent atrocity.
And according to him, the defilement of his victim, the latest victim, was the 4th one, which means he had done 3.
Because I know where.
The suspect has acknowledged he is guilty of the crime but claims he is mentally unstable.
I committed the act only once because I am mentally unstable. It is the devil's work, and I promise I will not do it again.
Women in the state and top government officials are elated with the arrest of the suspects.
I'm into it is because the First Lady, Dr. Aisha Buhari, she gave us this assignment. The whole 36 First Lady, we should do this. So I didn't have any on the ground. Immediately I see this one. I say, oh, thank God. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. So I stand on my feet to make sure that I make something tangible.
And it doesn't end with strangers defiling minors. The question that has defied an answer is, why would a man engage in a sexual act with his own daughter? 50-year-old Adeleye Fayemiwo is in police custody in Osun State for allegedly violating his daughter, whose identity we are bound to keep confidential. She's 13-year-old and has not gained the age of maturity. There's another case of one suspect, Aaron Sebalat, who raped a 23-year-old physically challenged woman. The victim is said to be pregnant, but in a twist, the suspect said the victim is in fact his girlfriend. He alleges that there was consent and the case of rape is unfounded.
The prevalent rape cases in the country is becoming alarming day by day, despite various campaigns against the menace, particularly in the last few weeks. Few days ago, wife of the state governor also took her advocacy against rape and sexual harassment to the State House of Assembly and office of the governor. This 50-year-old Adeleye Fayemiwo was recently arrested for having carnal knowledge of his 13-year-old daughter in Ibokun. The suspect confessed to the crime.
I told her to cook and prepare soup. She refused to do so, and I beat her. She now went ahead to report me that I have been having sex with her. Yes, I have had sex with her for about 3 to 4 times.
Aaron Sebalat is another suspect arrested in Ife. He was alleged to have raped a physically challenged who is now suspected to be pregnant. The suspect said the 23-year-old physically challenged is his girlfriend and that the intercourse he had with her was mutual.
No, I have a wife, sir.
You already have a wife?
I have a wife.
You want to add that to your wife?
Sir, the girl is 23 years, sir.
Did you actually have sex with her?
I will call it sex because I put her on my lap to teach her.
No, please hold on. You put her on your lap is a different case. Did you have carnal knowledge?
I will accept.
No. Did you have
accept?
sex?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you?
Yes, sir.
Did she consent?
Yes, sir.
Other suspected rapists include Isiaka Adeyombo, who allegedly raped a 16-year-old girl, Jacob Anyela, who was said to have raped a 15-year-old girl under the pretense of buying pito drinks from her, and Oyeride Oyeniyi, who was alleged to have raped an 11-year-old daughter of his landlord. Also among them is Isiaka Folabi, who was alleged of defiling a 7-year-old girl.
Rape of adult females. We will make sure we investigate these cases all to their logical conclusions, and we shall not accept pleas from parents and victims that they are no longer interested in continuing with these cases. We will make sure that rapists are made to face the full wrath of the law.
He assures that all the suspects will soon be charged to court.
And that's our program today. Thanks for watching. You can send in eyewitness pictures and videos to our email address and social media handles. It's coming up on your screen now. I'll be back same time next week. I'm Ivy Kano.